무릎을 탁 치고 hands up 멈춰 알아서 stand up 많이 뭐해 룽룽 시동 걸게 무릎을 탁 치고 hands up 멈춰 알아서 stand up 많이 뭐해.
Hey guys. I have one strong opinion, which is probably the reason you clicked on this video, but I didn't have enough to say to make that its own video, so I decided to expand into an unpopular or popular opinions video. I can't know for sure what opinions are unpopular, so that's why I decided to be vague in the titling. All opinions are just mine, and you are free to disagree with me in the comments. I'd love to hear your hot takes on my takes. Oh, and as you can hear, I also decided to try out a robot voice, so you don't have to read so much. I've been seeing a lot of videos of timeless K-pop songs recently, and I just cannot agree with the premise. Timeless is, according to my googling, generally defined as lasting forever and not showing signs of aging. I think this is completely contrary to what K-pop is. K-pop is extremely defined by trends, and you can pretty much always tell when a song came out based on the style of music, etc. Also, K-pop as a genre hasn't been around long enough for us to say that a song is timeless. Come back in 20, 50, 100 years, and we will see if the songs are still holding up. Now, this isn't to shit on the people making these videos, but the videos annoy me enough that I had to say something. You just cannot say that Psycho is timeless when it came out like 6 months ago. It doesn't make any sense. I was struck by this while watching Road to Kingdom and struggling to keep the groups apart. A lot of boy groups, at least the slightly less popular ones, are all really similar these days. It's often some kind of dark and sexy, but not too sexy, dance-heavy thing. And there is nothing wrong with it, but it makes a lot of them feel very interchangeable. I don't feel like this was always the case, and I don't think it's the case with girl groups. New boy groups, mix it up please. Now, I've gotten the feeling that a lot of fans, at least international fans, prefer Red Velvet's Velvet Side. Songs like Bad Boy and Psycho tend to be the ones that people go gaga over. But I have always preferred their boppier Red songs. My favorite has to be Red Flavor, but I even love the supposedly boring Umpa Umpa and the supposedly weird Rookie. The Red songs just go harder to me. Now, I know a lot of people don't agree with this. There seems to be this debate over lip-syncing and heavy backtracks, with some people saying it makes sense because of the choreography. I think that if the group can't sing live while doing the choreography at least for some of the stages, then the dance is too hard for them. I much prefer getting to hear some live vocals at music shows over an absolutely insane choreography. They can save the crazy dancing for dance-only stages or keep the dance for the music video and then simplify a bit for the live stages. I know cool choreography is what makes K-pop K-pop, but if I can never hear their real voices, what is the point of watching live performances? I don't care all that much if it doesn't sound perfect every time. I just want something that's a little more raw and real. I know a lot of older fans feel like this, and this is not an unpopular opinion to a lot of people. The songs that they have released over the last few years, such as DNA, Fake Love, Boy with Love, On and especially Black Swan have been disappointments to me. I liked i.o.i though, even though I know a lot of people didn't. I liked BTS since debut, and still do, but they are not the same to me anymore. They're still good, and I still like the group, but 3 to 4 years ago they were one of the absolute best groups. Since they made it big in the West, they, to me, have gotten a lot more generic and less interesting. I hope they can pull it back and wow me with their songs again. Now, I do like Twice's newer, more mature songs, quite a lot at that. I think they are bops, and it seems very age-appropriate for them to move in a more mature direction, given that they are now all in their early to mid-20s. However, I do not think their newer songs are as memorable and iconic as their older, cuter stuff. Songs like TT, Signal, and Likey are just so catchy, and their dances are so iconic and easy to imitate that we cannot forget them. This is pretty much a thing for cute concepts in general. They tend to be catchier and more easily imitated, which makes them more memorable. Still love mature Twice though, and I am happy with their new direction. The idea of having a group with infinite members and moving members around for promotions is inherently a flawed concept. K-pop fans like consistency, and they like knowing who's who and who belongs where. A group like NCT makes that difficult. and this makes fans and potential fans feel insecure. This was definitely a barrier to me getting into the group. I am intrigued to see where SM will take them going forward, since they haven't added members in a year and a half. It reminds me of when Super Junior debuted as a group that was supposed to be rotational, but then they abandoned that concept. I would not mind if NCT never got a new member again. I've seen a lot of people upset that Road to Kingdom has eliminated groups when Queendom didn't. Frankly, I don't really understand what people are so mad about. This is not a survival show where elimination means your career as a K-pop star is over and done with. The groups will simply go back to what they were before, and the addition of eliminations makes the show a lot more dramatic and, frankly, better TV. Of course, it is sad to see some groups get eliminated, but they have still benefited from more exposure, and it will be fine. I know a lot of people say that, and I'm sure my opinion is influenced by the fact that I did watch Produce 101, but didn't watch Produce 48. However, I think that i.o.i had more standout members and that, on average, their songs were better and more memorable. Of course, i.o.i still have more time to go before disbandment, so they might be able to convince me to change my mind before that time comes. I think i.o.i were just an iconic presence, and that's why we still cannot get over them. This is just me being an old grumpy boomer fan, but I miss the days when the standard size of a group was 4 to 7 people. I'm sure popular groups such as TWICE and EXO, as well as the Produce groups, definitely had an influence on this, but I am tired of groups with 10+ members. Individual members rarely stand out, a lot of people are relegated to the background, and it makes it hard for me to get up the motivation to get into a group of that size, even if I like their music. Frankly, it is really hard to manage large groups in a fair way, and I would like massive groups to become a rarity again. 17 debuted with a very light and upbeat concept, which they maintained for a good while. However, last year they went in a darker, edgier and more mature direction with Hidden Fear. This is not what I want from them, as I think it makes them a lot more generic. I think they should stick with bright, happy and cheeky. Upbeat and bright does not mean immature, so just because they are older now does not mean they need to go dark. This is due to her recent bad singing scandal. Now, I am a momo biased person, and I adore her. I don't think she needs to be a perfect singer, not at all, as that is not her main role in the group. But ever since debut her singing has barely been passable. Clearly she is singing in a different way than she did on 16, which does not suit her as well. Something needs to change. I think that either Momo should lean more into rapping, or she should be trained and taught to sing better, and in a way that suits her. She is a professional singer, not just a dancer, so I think some improvement is not wrong to want. I'll love her regardless though. A lot of people went crazy for i.o.i, and so did I pretty much. However, the horrible pronunciation in the chorus drives me goddamn insane. Now, I don't expect K-pop stars to be able to speak flawless Spanish or French, but if they cannot, at all, pronounce the words, do not make those words the hook of the song. This is a personal preference, but it makes that song hard for me to listen to. Dun Dun is similar in sound and beat, but doesn't have the pronunciation issue, so I prefer it. Now, I know a lot of people love GOT7 and think everything they do is great. I, however, find them so all over the place I do not know what to think. I think some of their songs are great, such as Just Right, If You Do, and You Calling My Name, but I hate Stop Stop It, Hard Carry and Never Ever. They have switched sounds and concepts so many times that it gives me whiplash. I have to imagine this makes it hard for them to gain and retain fans, since clearly not everyone will enjoy every 180 turn they take. I have seen a lot of people saying that itzy's concept is getting old and that they need to change it. I think that's just a bad take. itzy are still rookies and have only been around for a year and a half. They are still establishing themselves and their identities. There are so many groups that sing generic songs about love. itzy's concept is different from that and, frankly, a breath of fresh air. I do not think they need to change their concept yet, and I hope they never become generic. Hope you all don't hate me, no. But if you do, oh well. Let me know in the comments.